All right, let's cut through all the noise out there. We're going to give you a straight-up, no-nonsense guide to finally building bigger biceps. If you're just tired of all the bad advice that doesn't seem to work, you are definitely in the right place.
So, let's just get right to it. The reason you're here, you want bigger biceps, and you want them fast, right?
Of course you do. Well, what if I told you the key isn't about what you add to your routine, but what you stop doing? There is one critical mistake that's holding pretty much everyone back.
So what is this huge mistake that's just killing your bicep growth? It's not lifting too little, it's lifting way too much. Yeah, you heard that right. The focus shouldn't be on the weight at all, but on something much, much more important.
The real secret, the thing that actually works, is prioritizing proper form over just piling on the weight. This is where the real growth happens. And we're going to break it all down into 3 simple but really powerful rules.
So here's the quick science behind it. Your bicep isn't just one big muscle. It actually has 2 main parts, or heads. Now, to get that full rounded look that you want, you have to activate the entire muscle. And that only happens with correct, controlled form, not by just heaving a bunch of heavy weight around.
So here they are, the 3 golden rules. First up, control. Every single part of the movement, both up and down, has to be deliberate. Second, full range of motion. That means all the way down for a full stretch and all the way up for a full contraction. And third, and this one is absolutely crucial, no ego lifting. Leave your ego at the door. The number on the dumbbell doesn't mean a thing if your form is a mess.
All right, now that we've got the rules, let's get to the fun part and put them into practice. We're going to stock your arm building toolkit with 5 essential exercises that when you do them correctly, I promise, will guarantee results.
First up, the classic, the absolute foundation of any good arm day, the barbell curl. It's a total powerhouse for building mass, but only if you do it right. Just look at this. On the left, that's what we're talking about with ego lifting. Swinging the weight, using your back and your shoulders, that's doing basically nothing for your biceps. But on the right, that's perfect. Elbows are locked in at your sides, it's a slow, controlled motion up, and just as slow on the way down. That is where the magic happens. Next, the dumbbell curl. Using dumbbells forces each arm to work all on its own, which means your stronger side can't take over. Now, the key detail here is that little twist of the wrist at the top. You're turning your palm up towards the ceiling. That rotation, it's called supination, gives you an insane peak contraction that really stimulates growth.
Moving on to the hammer curl. This one is your secret weapon for arm thickness. By keeping that neutral thumbs-up grip, you're not just hitting the bicep, you're also working the brachialis muscle, which sits underneath it. This actually pushes the bicep up, making your entire arm look bigger and way more powerful.
You know, if you struggle with cheating your reps, the preacher curl is going to be your new best friend. By bracing your arm against the pad, it becomes physically impossible to use momentum or your body to swing that weight. This is just pure, unfiltered bicep isolation. And finally, the cable curl. What makes this exercise so amazing? It's all about constant tension. See, with free weights, the tension can kind of disappear at the top or bottom of the rep. But a cable keeps that resistance on your bicep through the entire range of motion. That constant work leads to incredible muscle growth.
Okay, we've seen the right way to do things. Now, let's just double-check that you're not falling into any of these common traps. Let's talk about the mistakes that will completely kill your gains. And be honest with yourself here. Are you guilty of any of these?
Here they are, the 3 biggest enemies of bicep training. Swinging the weight, we've covered that. Lifting too heavy, which is the root cause of all the ego lifting. And half reps. I mean, you're only doing half the work, so you're going to get less than half the results. The takeaway? You have to control every single rep from start to finish.
So, how do you put all this information together? Let's build a simple but brutally effective workout plan that you can start using today.
It really is this easy. Step 1, pick any 3 of those 5 exercises we just went over. Mix them up every week to keep your muscles guessing. Step 2, for each of those exercises, you're going to do 3 good hard sets. And step 3, the rep range is 10 to 12. But remember, these are 10 to 12 perfect, controlled reps.
And how often should you do this? Twice a week. That's the sweet spot. It gives your muscles enough stimulation to grow, but also enough time to recover, and recovery is just as important as the workout itself. At the end of the day, none of this matters without action. Consistency is what builds real power. You now have the knowledge and you have the plan to get it done. So the only thing left to do is put in the work. There are no excuses. Now go train.